Hey everybody, welcome to the Dad Challenge podcast. It is sort of like Full Ed Friday-ish. It's a really late video. I had to work all day and do other things and just didn't have time to do this. But we're here because a couple things were updated and somebody has sent me a video that I want to look at real quick. It's weird. It's going to be different. Tom just sent me an article that came out October 2020 about something very exciting about this whole process. Really good stuff going on. But before we get started, Katie Keene is one of my Patreons. So Katie Keene, this one's for you. Oh, I am getting better. There's Sam right there if you guys are wondering. He'll probably come and visit us a little later. Let's get to it. So, just wanted you guys to have a look at this. So, France to introduce legal protections for YouTube child stars. Now, the reason I like these kind of things that are happening, even if they're happening in small countries, is because kind of this is where testing grounds for these types of things really happen. Now, you know that other people are eyeing this idea because it's got to be happening. This conversation is popping. There's articles every day. There's people doing dissertations. There's videos being done. There's articles being written about this problem with parents exploiting their kids on YouTube. Ryan's Toys. Everybody keeps asking me to do a video on Ryan's Toys. I don't know what I can do about that. I mean, the kid plays with toys and makes like 26 million bucks a year. I don't know what to tell you. Well, his parents do. But we're going to talk about that a little bit here. But I think the conversation is happening. Obviously, I'm not the person who started this. I'm definitely the person who continues to talk about it every effing day because I'm not letting it go ever until like the protections are in place or these people take their damn kids off YouTube. We all have started to realize, we all have seen at least to some degree how bad and how detrimental this could be. So France has taken a step. Congratulations, France. Not only on making French fries, but doing this incredible thing. Let's read it together. France's lower house of parliament voted unanimously on Tuesday to provide YouTube child stars with the same legal protection as child actors and models. Boom. Thank you. Under the new rules, anyone, including parents, who records videos that feature minors under 16 years old for the purpose of monetization on video sharing platforms will need authorization from an administrative authority or face fines up to $75,000 and 5 years in prison. Boom! Yes! Thank you, France. This was article in October. I can't believe I haven't seen it till now, but thank God, okay? So this law is a reminder that in France, child labor is forbidden unless there is a derogation, including on the internet, says Bruno Studer, an MP from Emmanuel Macron's La République En Marche party, who put forward the legislation in December last year ahead of the vote. So he put forward last year, December. So December 2019, this was starting to go. So this has been happening. People are seeing this. Parents are complaining. People are complaining. France is a very evolved humanitarily. Does that make sense? I don't know how you say that. They are very much in tune with being good people. Does that make sense? I guess. And so they saw this as a problem and they're putting it forward. So France is the first country to introduce protections for internet child stars. The text, which amends the country's labor code, has garnered broad political support in both the National Assembly and the Senate and is backed by the government. So this is a bipartisan thing, which is really good in politics. Means that everybody can agree that exploiting children is wrong. And that's a good thing. France, good on you. The legislation dubbed the Child YouTuber Law will also apply to minors under 16 who appear on other platforms such as TikTok and Facebook's and Instagram. Yes! Thank God. This is amazing. Listen to this, guys. This is important. According to the Pew Research Center, videos featuring children under 13 draw on average nearly 3 times as many views as other types of videos. That's the Pew Research Center, nothing to mess with. They do their shit right, okay? 3 times the amount of views when your kids are on your videos. In 2019, the highest paid YouTube star was an 8-year-old boy who earned $26 million, according to Forbes ranking, meaning his parents earned $26 million, and this kid is a huge star and is 8. My daughter's 8. I couldn't even imagine having to put that on her every single day. Just couldn't even imagine it. She loves her freedom. She loves to play. This kid is so famous, his face is on everything, everywhere. He is going to be screwed and is probably a huge target. France counts several dozen children who are online influencers and earn up to 150,000, is that euros? Holy shit, per month. Studer told French media this week, one of the country's most successful channels featuring children, Neo and Swan, has more than 5 million subscribers. So they're making over 150,000 euros a month. Oh my God. So they're not saying that it has to be, they're just saying they count several dozen children earning over 150 euros a month. Employers will need authorization to officially hire children in a professional context. But when filming occurs in the family home with no evidence of official employment, what Studer called the gray zone between work and leisure, parents will still have to tell authorities about their plans to post material online. Yes! Parents will have to declare their children's activities when revenues and the number of hours of material uploaded exceed a certain threshold, which are to be determined at a later stage. Filming hours should also be limited and compatible with school schedules. Here's the issue. Most of these people take their damn kids out of school because they need them to be there for content. Oh, people are waking up, thank God, okay? Onus on advertisers, here we go. Above a certain threshold of revenue, most of the money earned by child performers must be blocked into an account until the child turns 18. Most of the money earned, not like a percentage, because they're saying the reason there are people watching is because of the kids. Brilliant. Advertisers also face new restrictions. If they want to place products and videos featuring children under 16, they must check whether the money should go to the person in charge of broadcasting or to the child's blocked account, or face a $3,750 fine, which is nothing to a lot of these advertisers. If you're advertising on a channel with 5 million views, you're paying, that's $25,000, $30,000, $50,000, $100,000, $3,750 fine. They're just gonna add that to the cost. That doesn't have any teeth. I'm sorry, or euros. It doesn't have any teeth. So I like where they're going here, but that does shit. Advertisers don't give a shit. However, the platforms themselves get something of a free pass. They will have to adopt non-binding charters according to which they will better inform minors of their rights while raising awareness about the psychological and legal impact of having their image online. They will also have to make it easier for users to flag and report material that undermines the dignity of minors. Yes! Bras, periods, freaking shaving your legs, acne, dating, kissing, all the sex talks, everything. That's what they're talking about there. It undermines the dignity. Remember we talked about fathering autism, and one of the big issues is that Abby might not have a future where she lives on her own or has a normal childhood or a normal upbringing. Of course not, right? But at the same time, we argued that her dignity was at stake here, that every human being deserves dignity. And these kids not only having the privacy put online for everything to see, and we're going to talk about that in a second with Bonnie Hoellein or whatever her name is, they don't have any dignity. Those things are taken away from them when their parents expose that for the whole world to see. I don't care if it's just a baby bomb in a bathtub. It doesn't need to be out to the world, okay? Personally and family, that's what it is. You open the book when your son brings home a date and you look at the picture, oh, look at him in the bath, laugh, it's embarrassing. But when you do that for millions of people to see, you're a douchebag and I don't like you. Platforms won't be subjected to fines if they don't comply. So YouTube, they're making it nicer on these platforms to be like, well, if there's no teeth, if there's skin in the game for us, we don't mind just booting them off, right? For hosting platforms, no sanction is legally sustainable because the content posted online is not illegal. It's not about terrorism, child sexual abuse, or hate speech, he said. The legislation will also provide children under 16 with a right to ask platforms to remove their videos without their parents' prior authorization. Yes! Holy shit, America, Canada, UK, Australia, all these countries. Are you listening? This is human. This is what we should be doing. This is very simple. And they did it. And it was bipartisan. A huge win for both political parties. The legislation still has to go through the Senate for a second reading before adoption. Thank the Lord that people are waking up and seeing this bullshit. Thank God. So now let's go into this lovely video. So someone said, check out Bonnie Hoellein's video. I don't know if that's you say that, her last name, sorry. But this is Ruby's from 8 Passengers' sister. And you all know that Ruby and 8 Passengers are one of my most ardent supporters. They love everything I do. I love everything they do. No, they suck. They are one of the worst for the exploitation of their children. They are one of the worst, weirdest parents, the way that they parent their children. Remember the big thing where they sent their kid away to one of those scared straight camps from Mormons because likely he was texting girls or he was masturbating, whatever the case may be. They sent him away for 8 months or something like that, and then they sent him away for a long period of time. The kid looked like he lost 100 pounds. He was sick when he got back. Then he pranked his brother when he got back, and then they put him without a bed for something like 8 months or 7 months or something like that. Took the door off the bathroom, took the door off his bedroom, and he had to sleep in the living room in a beanbag chair for months and months. People were up in arms. Her little 5-year-old girl went to school without making her lunch, and she made her suffer without having lunch. The teacher called her, then she did a vlog about like, oh, just let her starve. She needs to learn a lesson. That's a 5-year-old. Okay, Ruby is one of the worst. Then they all got COVID and celebrated it, had a big COVID party, and they're terrible. They're terrible weirdos. And they put milk on cake.
It has done, the fondant didn't really work that well. It was really crumbly. The leaves though, they turned out pretty well.
What is happening right now? What's happening? Why are you putting milk on a cake?
Tell anybody, so I'm taking the first bite.
What the hell? Is this some kind of cultural Mormon thing? You're pouring milk on a cake. What am I missing? Is this awesome? Please explain to me below. What is happening right now? Why are they pouring milk on their cake like it's cereal?
Okay.
That's even worse.
Almost getting sick of me having cake. I haven't had cake in forever, so.
Don't know what that's all about, but whatever. This is her sister. So they have this huge cartel of family vlogging, this Mormon conglomerate. Their parents, they're like the grandma and grandpa have their own vlog. It's dumb. They have their vlog, and all the brothers and sisters, they all make millions and millions of dollars off YouTube. They all just, Mormons have it easy because Mormons ingest Mormon stuff. Mormons rarely go out into the world and ingest non-Mormon stuff, especially if they don't know if it's pro-Mormon, right? If you're not pro-Mormon, they won't even watch you. They're so good at the idea of like, just don't even watch it. They don't complain, they don't leave negative comments, they just don't watch that shit. They're so good at it. And so when you're a Mormon vlogger or use that platform to vlog, you gain millions of subscribers just because you're Mormon. So they are obviously that way, but somebody said, hey, look at this video, look what she's talking about, let's get into it. I think the wave is rolling through these channels. And so she says this while she does her makeup, and let's get into it.
Explain to me in 5 minutes that he's hungry.
It's good cereal, by the way. Crunch berries.
This vlog has kind of been a little bit of like randomness as we've entered into the beginning of the year. And I was thinking that I wanted to like just kind of talk about a little bit the evolution of this vlogging channel, especially when it comes to my kids.
Here we go. Now, I have not even looked at this channel yet. Not at all. Something tells me it's going to be very similar to 8 Passengers. Hopefully the logo's better, but something tells me it's going to be the same bullshit. And so we'll go to that after.
I sat down and I talked with my kids and I just said, are you guys okay with still vlogging? I said, are you guys okay with, me still showing you and, doing all these things?
See? They're listening. At least they're listening. So Bonnie, Hoellein, whatever your name is, I want to just give you props because yes, I'll probably snark a little bit on this, but at the same time, good for you for asking your kids. Jess Fam, Weiss Life, LeBrance, none of them are even going to ask their kids because I know specifically the Weiss Life are going to hear from Gabrielle that she doesn't want to be on that shit, and she has told them, and we have proof that she has told them, okay? And she says, I want those videos off with the bras and periods, and they don't take it off. They don't remove it. And she's asked, so the parents are scared to ask. At least, Bonnie, good for you for asking your kids because most vloggers won't even come that close because they don't want to hear it, and maybe they'll feel guilty if their kid says I don't want to be. But watch what happens.
And I am so glad that I sat down and talked with them because
Can I just give ladies props that you have to do this shit every day? You don't have to, but you do it, and it's crazy to me that you spend this much time to cover up your naturalness. Which do what you got to do to make yourself feel beautiful. I get it, but can we change this a little bit? Can we change this culture of like you have to literally paint a different face on your face? I might get ratioed for that. I'm just saying, I feel like you have to put paint on your face every day. I also wanted to give you props because if you do that because it makes you feel good, that is a lot of effing work. Holy smokes.
First they all said, they were like, yeah, we love vlogging, which I'm happy about because I still love vlogging. I've
I wonder why you love vlogging.
Sensed a little bit of hesitation on my end, and I wondered what they've thought. And here's why I sense just a little bit of a change.
She's being honest here, so again, props Bonnie for being honest. You sensed a change in your kids, okay? Also, the conversation's been happening. I'm sure you're talking with your sister and they're all sharing my videos and Sloane's videos and everybody else who's talking about this stuff. And they're probably out there thinking, holy crap, they're probably getting tons of comments. They're probably having to block hundreds, if not thousands of people. They're getting inundated with all these kids aren't content hashtag, keep it going. And so, yeah, maybe they thought, okay, well, let's ask the kids. Because then they can say, well, I asked the kids and they said, no, they love it, right?
Because I had been filming when they would come home from school. Of course, I don't want to make the content the same, so there are days where I would film them and days that I wouldn't film them. I just started noticing on days that I was filming, they would tell me nothing.
Huge. This is huge, everybody. When she's got the camera out, they don't talk to her. Think about that for a second. Really important. And again, props to Bonnie for noticing something a little bit off with her boys. Okay, props.
Like, they just wouldn't really talk a whole lot. So then I started to not film them when they would come home from school, and I noticed they would talk. That's why I was like, do you guys like vlogging still? Like, are you okay with it? And the consensus was, yes, we love vlogging, but we don't want to talk about school as much.
Okay.
So then I was worried, like, oh, are you guys getting teased about vlogging or anything, because that's really important to me. And they were like, no, our friends love it.
Well, all your friends are Mormon, so they're all gonna be like, yeah, you're Mormons. Like, Mormons are probably of one of the religions, and I know I always throw shade at Mormons, but we'll talk about it someday. But they live in one of the biggest echo chambers, and they're really good at keeping their people locked into echo chambers. Really good at it. And so when someone disbands or leaves that echo chamber, they literally are on the outside. Family members are excommunicated. Family are no longer family if you leave the Mormon church. Just crazy. But I'm taking you to church for a second, okay? Mormons who preach the same thing that the gospel preaches in the Bible about forgiveness and grace and everything else. But if you step away from the Mormon religion, where's the grace? Where's the understanding? Okay? If you don't wear the underpants and all this stuff, your parents get mad at you. There's lots that goes into it. But Mormons are one of the biggest hypocrites in the Christian culture as well, because there are so many people that have been excommunicated from that church who literally don't have family anymore, who don't get spoken to anymore, who are on the outside, and there is zero grace and understanding for those people who don't want to be a part of that religion anymore. So for me, Mormons are one of the most hypocritical Christian cultures in modern history. There's church for you a little bit. Let's get back to this shit. Why was I saying that? Because these kids go to a Mormon school and they're all Mormons and they're all really interconnected. The Mormons are very cultish. That's what I'll say.
They vlog, they like seeing themselves.
Sorry, they're not Mormons anymore. They're LDS, Latter-day Saints. It's Mormons.
In the vlog, they like talking about it at school. They think it's cool, which that's relieving to me.
This is honestly important because my kids, I think, if you're doing a normal vlog where you're just doing cool shit as a family, you shouldn't be bullied, right? You might even be popular because of it. But here's where the problem gets, especially for teenage girls and girls who are going through puberty and all this stuff. When you put that out there, I'm sorry. That's just the wrong stuff. If you just put normal shit out, pranking your brothers and sisters, going to the Disney World, whatever it is, doing normal, vanilla shit, that stuff, I almost don't even have that much of a problem with it. It's when you're putting out this crazy stuff that's forever. Dates and periods and shaving legs and all this garbage, fake pregnancies and like inappropriately dressing your daughters. Now, I'm not saying the 8 Passengers does that because their daughters wear frocks. If I can give some silver lining to 8 Passengers and what they do, at least they live in a modesty culture, which is totally gone. And we almost like shade people who live in a modesty culture. I think that needs to be honored just as much as not slut shaming somebody. Honor someone who also wants to stay modest, right? So I know I'm going everywhere with this, but I just wanted to say that in this culture that they live in, the problem is if you're doing cool stuff on YouTube, then you're going to be popular. And that needs to be said about this modern day. If you're a YouTuber, that's cool, right? Kids want to be YouTubers.
But they did say, they were like, we don't want to talk about like their friends, about issues, about crushes. And they were like, we don't want anyone to see that.
Boom. Huge. Go to Bonnie's channel. Go to her videos. Okay, so they've got a preteen daughter, so I don't know their analytics. I'm not going to waste, 5 things on the analytics. So their stuff is, as I go through, I'm not seeing anything super bad. Straightening my hair. Well, let's go through their top videos. That's how we're going to do this. Most popular video. Mermaid Cave. Hey, Jimmy Kimmel. That's the Kids Ate My Candy that went viral 5 years ago. Then they did another viral one. So the Halloween ones. So their top videos aren't really super problematic. So not terrible. Operate on the wrong body part. Don't even want to know. How to swaddle a baby. Obviously, their kids are their #1 content bringer, obviously. I want to say this, though. For as much as she's saying this and she's being honest about it, why are you asking them like 8 years later? It's a little bit too late now. You've got how many videos? 765 million views. Holy shit, that's some money. Not gonna lie. So their stuff isn't super problematic. I'm not seeing any period stuff. I don't know. I have gotten a lot of people saying, please cover Bonnie Hoellein or whatever her name is. Some problematic stuff, but I don't really see craziness. So good for her. But at the same time, gotta be real. It's been a little bit too late to ask your kids this time in life. That's all I'm gonna say there.
So after this conversation with my kids,
She putting that in her eyeball?
realized
Holy cow, man. Does that not hurt?
that there are 2 things that I am super grateful for. I'm grateful that I was on the same page with the kids. I have not been...
No, she's being disingenuous here. She's not on the same page with the kids. She's grateful that she saw something and then they came clean with it. Meaning, I don't want you to putting all the personal information stuff out there.
wanting to film them as much. They're kind of on that same page. And
Being honest, they don't want to film that much and they're on the same page. She's fluffing this up a little bit. She is fluffing it up. She's saying they do and then all of a sudden they don't want to be on as much. She's like distorting this.
and they can share what they want to share because they love picking up the camera
She's putting that shit in her eyeball.
and doing stuff. But there's a lot that they don't want to share, and I'm 1,000,000% on board
100%.
with that. And then the second
Again, a little bit too late is all I'm saying. Good for you for coming through this, but it's too late. It's 1,000,000%. Look what France is doing. They're saying that if kid asked to get it taken off, so if the wife's life lived in France and Gabrielle said take those down, they would have to legally take it down. Crazy.
that I'm grateful for is that with this channel, I've always kept it
Kept.
from my perspective. There were many times where it was like, we should make like a kids channel or we should make it more about the kids. That's not the direction that we felt would be the best.
Your whole effing vlog is all your kids. The whole thing is.
To take the channel.
When you click that little button, is this for kids? And they have to, because that's where their comments are gone. That means it's for kids. It is a kids channel. You say it's for kids. So it puts it in YouTube Kids. This is kids channel. I don't know what she's talking about.
And I am so grateful that we never did. And I love that I have a huge range of audience, but the majority of my audience is moms between the ages of 30 and 45.
Okay. So she's talking about analytics. This is me she's talking to right now. She just threw shade at the DCP. And so now I'm about to go into my thing and get their analytics. And let's just take a look. What she just said, and she could be right, but let's...
But the majority of my audience is moms between the ages of 30 and 45.
Oh, I have just enough. It's 12 profile coins to buy this thing. I have 17. Well, here we go. I'm spending it. You guys paid for it anyway. Thank you for donating to my Ko-Fi to pay for these analytics. I just spent over $2,000 on analytics. Just spent the last 12 profile coins I had. So there it is, you guys. That's where all the money went. So her channel highlights 1.4 million. She gets about between 5,000 and 12,000 for advertising. Her engagement rate's pretty high, 9%. Cost per impression, 31. Cost, so she gets about between $15 and $30 per 1,000 views. It's a lot of money. Okay, so her demographics are 80% female, male 20%. So her male audience, okay, so let's go to her female audience. She said most of her audience is between what?
Between the ages of 30 and 45.
30 and 45. Her engagement analytics don't show that. Her engagement analytics that most of her female audience is between the ages of 13 and 34. Okay, so that's 25, 45%, 52.5%, so 53% of her women are between the ages of 13 and 34. Vast minority of her women, let's look at it, 12%, 14%, 15% of her women are between the ages of 35 and 64. So her engagement analytics are wrong. She's wrong. Her back-end analytics, people who are subscribed to her channel, they will show different analytics, but I'm showing her engagement. And so what are the percentage of males watching her show. So of 20% of how many millions does she have? 1.4 million subscribers. So we're talking 200 and something thousand males are watching. Less than 1% are teenagers. Okay. So the majority of them are between, almost 14% of them are between the ages of 25 and 34. And then adult males, 18 to 24, 7.5%. So most of the males, again, are watching the show are adult males. So that's her analytics. So I'm not saying there's anything really problematic with that, but at the same time, her engagement analytics are showing something a little bit different, which is fine because most of them are female, right? But they're mostly young.
Which, that's a really cool thing, and I'm really grateful for that. I'm grateful for all of the ages and all of the perspectives that watch the channel.
What about the predators? You cool with those guys? Plutos? You grateful for those?
But I'm glad that that's my majority, because that's obviously who I relate to the most, and that's what my channel is based around, is like me.
Your channel is based around your children. Are you serious? Look at her videos. Kids, 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 kids. Kids, 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 kids. Every single video is for kids. So no, it's not based around you and your perspective. It's based around your kids and you. That's disingenuous.
My life and my perspective. I've never had a teenager before. Olivia is fastly approaching
Quickly.
these years, and she needs privacy.
Well, I hope that you honored that privacy issue. Why does she all of a sudden now she needs privacy because she's a teenager? What about all the years you've been filming before that? 8 years growing up to this point. What about all those years? Why now? Why only when she becomes a teenager does she need privacy? Be interesting to see how this continues.
Absolutely want to give that to her and continue doing YouTube.
These parents are such not coolios, okay? Because if you took your kids off your channel, just take your kids off your channel and see what happens to your channel. That's all I don't have to say anything else. And none of them will attempt it because they'll know then in the end that I'm right. And they don't want me to be right. Our life, Weiss life, all these families, Ace, LeBrant's, all the big ones, Fizz family, Ingham's, Sakona Jolie's, take your kids away from your content, see what happens to your content. Falls flat in his face. Look at the Pew Research. When kids are in the vlog, 3 times as many views. Can't argue with data. Solid, analytical data. Can't argue with that shit.
The reason I just kind of want to have this conversation with you guys is because you
watch the Dad Sean podcast, and I don't want you to watch that anymore. Please stop.
Are a huge part of my life, and
they're the reason you get paid. Is that what you meant to say?
And I just want to do it together. I think it's going...
Stop. Family vloggers, stop saying this bullshit. The only togetherness that you're doing is that they watch your shit and you get paid. You don't know them, you nothing them, you don't have relationships with them, you likely delete a lot of their comments if they have something bad to say. You don't know any of them, okay? None of them. They are nothing to you.
To change, I don't have any I'm changing up my channel, but
Yeah, you just said, okay, whatever.
I can just see that my kids are changing and having different needs. I've also never had a YouTube channel before with kids like this, and so, I don't know. It's definitely going to be different.
Good. She just said nothing's going to change, and then she said it's definitely going to be different. Mormon lie.
And if you've
I'm not sure you're allowed to lie in the Mormon church. You could be excommunicated for that.
noticed, there were a few days during the month of December that I only, I would...
Is it just me? I know I'm going to get hate from Mormons for saying this, but do you just imagine that they're wearing the undergarments? the holy undergarments? I'm not I'm trying to think of sexually or anything, but it's just if I ever speak to a Mormon, right now, are you wearing the fruit of the loom holy undergarments? It's just one of those things for me.
A day during the week, and it was because my kids wanted a break from filming, I wanted a break from filming, and they never came out and said that.
Is she going to the prom or something? Is this just a daily thing?
But I could feel that. I could just feel that they needed me to be more present.
Just admitted that vlogging on a daily basis likely means that you're not as present. And she admitted it multiple times. When the kids come home and she's filming, they don't want to talk to her. When she deliberately put the camera to test it, all of a sudden they become animated and they talk and they have a family time, and she's like, okay, here we go. Something tells me that Bonnie Hoellein is going to be the one that might be one of the first of that crazy Mormon family to say, I'm taking my kids off this channel. She might be the one to stop this whole thing. I don't know. But at least, again, I want to give her props right now for being completely sort of honest. Because her channel's not changing, but everything's changing.
And nothing makes me
You already did that part with the thing.
more grateful than being home and being with my kids. I took that opportunity just to be with them, and I didn't post 5 days a week.
You did that part too. What's going on?
I posted 4. It's small changes like that, you know, blah, blah, blah. If I only post 4 days a week, it's because I just was spending more time with my kids, or we were having more personal days. Also, this year...
Again, admitting that this shit is fake that they're putting out there. They're doing other things, family things, and when we do vlogs, it's all just made up bullshit. I've never seen a more honest vlog yet. Thank God Bonnie has done this.
Hit me. 2020 hit me. It is now 2021, baby.
No. See, take your kids off, Bonnie. I'm not sure anybody's gonna stick around. Not those nails.
2020 was a shock for me.
Does the powder get up in your nose? Like, does it cake into the inside? I'm fascinated.
I had a lot going on that I didn't share, and obviously you guys understand that.
Do we?
There were a lot of personal days that were taken on my behalf because I was dealing with things I've never had to deal with before. So it's just been a crazy transition.
What's she doing there? She didn't do anything. Is she fluffing the eyebrows?
For me on YouTube. My hands are shaking. I can't do this. I can't. Pull yourself together. Okay. I have genuinely loved every stage that I have gone through on YouTube.
It's crazy that her benchmarks of stages of life are YouTube. It tells me those nails aren't cheap.
I've been able to document all.
How do you live life with nails like that? You ever go to, like, you know, Taco Bell and they're like, can I take your order? And they got nails like, and they're like tapping. I'm like, no. And how do you wipe your butt? I don't get why these nails are a thing. I don't think any dude thinks they're cool. I've never heard a guy be like, you know what I like in women? When they have those huge, long Cardi B nails. They're like my favorite thing on earth. I know it's not, you shouldn't be doing things for dudes. I get it. But at the same time, I don't know how you function as a human with nails like that. Just saying.
And that's
Bum wiping is the #1 thing that comes to mind. Like, unsanitary.
so many of you have been.
What if poop gets on and you don't even realize it? How do you pick your nose, right? How do you cook food? How do you, like, open shit? Like a bag of chips, you can't, I don't get it. Like, right? How do you put a USB stick in a computer? How do you, like, open a door? How do you open a car door? Like, you know what I mean? You break your nails all the time. How do you go tobogganing with nails like that? How do you put mittens on? How do you even pull up your pants? How do you type an email with that? You have to type like this. Not like normal. You have to go because it's the tips of your fingers. I feel like it's good stretching exercise, maybe. I don't get the nails. But do you if it makes you happy.
Around for the whole thing. I'm here for another year.
She didn't do shit to that eyebrow. She just painted it for half an hour. It looks the same as the other one.
I'm here for another however long you'll have me. I just am really excited for changes.
What is she doing?
It would be sad if none of us changed. And I think that as you guys watch, you can sense the changes in yourself as the years have gone on. And that's a wonderful, beautiful thing. Thank you guys for listening to me ramble. Also, side note, if you need a really good drugstore mascara, this is the one for you. I'm gonna put it in the description for you. Okay, that is...
Holy shit! Don't get that one. Okay? Are you aware that there's tarantulas on your face? I check it because they're poisonous.
Enough of me rambling. Thank you guys for watching.
I wonder if I put mascara on my mustache, what it would do. Just saying.
I'm out.
Bye. Here's ears. Couple things. Bonnie Hoellein, thank God someone was finally honest, even though you were sort of not, really. But you're I get why you have to kind of balance it and you can't just come right out and say, my kids don't want to be on this shit and blah, blah, blah. I hope that you guys have a fallback. Hope your husband has a really good job or whatever. I don't know anything about this family. I don't know if I want to dig in because their stuff's looks pretty minor to me unless someone has other things I should be looking into. But the whole family, 8 passengers, Mormon, cartel, family vlogger world is a weird world that we'll obviously can continue to dive into. But I do honestly, truly do want to give Bonnie props for being honest, for asking her kids. Like, the first step is just realizing it, right? She is in tune with her children. They weren't talking to her when she had the camera on. She said, that's not good enough for me. So I truly, honestly, truly swear to God, thank you, Bonnie, for being honest. Sorry for making fun of your eyelashes or whatever. I was just throwing a little shade just because it's fun. You're beautiful. Your makeup was done very professionally with the thing on your eyeball. Great stuff. Don't really see much wrong, but at the same time, still exploiting her kids. And she's like, it's about me, and her channel is really about all of her kids, all her kids. Anyway, just did want to give props. Truly, truly, truly. Thank God someone is starting to talk about it. Thank to the person who pointed that out to me. I really appreciate that. Bonnie, the channel's open if you want to come talk about it, as always. And thank you. I swear to God, I'm thanking you from the bottom of my heart that you might have done more than you think you did here. Congratulations for being some semblance of a good YouTube mom, because I don't see anybody else talking about what you just talked about. So that takes a little bit of bravery. And I hope that good things come from it and that you continue to listen to your daughter and don't put that shit out there like your sister did with the gross stuff. Just don't. Don't follow in her footsteps. So everybody head over to Instagram. Follow me on there. Helps my voice to grow. And remember, you are amazing, even if you have giant, long acrylic nails. If that makes you happy, I'm happy for you. But just be careful when you wipe your butt. Please. Sanitary, COVID things are happening, okay? So just be good. You look amazing. That shirt, that, girls call them tops, that top you're wearing is really flowy and nice and stuff. It just looks good on you. Just brings out your eyes and shit. Looks great. Your hair's awesome. Your eyebrows are on point. You look amazing and you are valuable. Your worth comes from who you are, from what you do good in this world. That is who you are. People need you in their lives. You're incredible. You're my therapy. Like, subscribe, hit the bell or don't. I don't really care, but follow me on Instagram and I will see you probably on Monday because I'm trying to take weekends off, but I'm doing this big research thing about fathering autism. It's going to be a big deal. Anyway, craziness, and I'll see you soon.